We are Team C, and we will be presenting our game design for the Guild of Dangerous Intent. In the town of Threshold, within the alleys in the darkness, lies the long-rumored Guild of Dangerous Intent. This rumored guild is allegedly responsible for numerous assassinations within the town of Threshold. These targets range from high-level politicians to cheating spouses. The word is, if you pay enough money, you can get anyone removed. Anyone. What's even more unsettling than these rumors is, this guild is real, and you are its newest member. Our game, the Guild of Dangerous Intent, will feature open-level design that encourages players to make their own assassination plans based upon the environment around them. This open form of level design gives the players agency, allowing them to take on situations in any way that they see fit, for better or worse. We intend to create a unique first-person stealth action experience that offers players a variety of tools that can be experimented with in open levels of the game. We believe that this experimentation and open level design will lead to memorable stealth action gameplay for players everywhere. Better yet, due to the player agency in the open levels, each player's experience will be unique unto themselves. The Guild of Dangerous Intent will be rated M for mature, due to the visceral way in which we will be handling death and assassination throughout the game. We are creating the game for intended use by a single player on PS4, Xbox One, and modern gaming PCs. Stealth gameplay will be the primary foundation upon which our game will stand. The stealth mechanic will be combined with other mechanics in the game, allowing players to move undetected throughout their environment, performing deadly assassinations. This stealth gameplay is also where the challenge in our game stems from, as it is very hard to defend yourself once you've been spotted. The stealth mechanic will be toggle-based, allowing players to easily move in and out of sneaking at their leisure. Once sneaking, players can then perform contextual actions such as assassinations when within a certain range of their target. Even though it's useful, stealth isn't the only way that players will be able to deal with confrontations. In order to truly give the player agency, they must be able to make meaningful choices about how they interact with challenges in the world. One other way of dealing with these challenges is with the use of our bluffing mechanic. This mechanic allows the players to converse with targets and guards. This conversation will be in the form of a minigame in which the player has to balance a meter from going too far left or too far right, alerting the target or guard of the player's lie. If successful, the player can then successfully lie their way past guards or out of danger. The next couple of mechanics are quite new to our design, and their addition changed the game quite a lot. When tasked with changing the design of our game, we set out to naturally incorporate the new mechanics, without corrupting the game's core, which is a stealth action experience. The implementation of the following mechanics did not hinder our design, but in fact brought new possibilities in terms of level and contract design. The non-natural nature of the scale mechanic and the risk/reward nature of the gambling system both make for exceptionally interesting additions to the game design. The first new mechanic that we will talk about is the gambling system. As an assassin, reputation is everything. Do people know that you can get the job done and get it done quietly? It's important in such a dirty line of work that your clients can fully trust you. After all, what you're doing is very illegal. In an attempt to raise their notoriety, respect, and charge fee, players can gamble their contracts. Gambling on a contract could take place in the form of betting on the circumstances of death, or betting that the entire job could be done in under an hour. Should those extra goals be completed by the player will then be rewarded in the form of more respect, notoriety, or a larger gold purse. Now to elaborate on our scale mechanic. This scale mechanic allows the players to physically grow and shrink in size in order to fit through small passageways and routes that are otherwise inaccessible by the player. This was an easy addition to the game as it opens up numerous possibilities for eliminating your target. Imagine stalking behind the food in a pantry, waiting for your target to open the doors. The player could then leap from the pantry, grow in size, and eliminate their target. These are the types of setups that were just not possible before. Of course, regardless of all the powers and abilities, the player will still either win/lose their objectives based upon their decisions. Failure to assassinate the target will result in a failure for the player, and this player must assassinate the target in order for the contract to be deemed completed. Because the target is the only necessary kill, the player is free to move stealthily through the environment, not harming anyone but the target. Similarly, the player can also try a more aggressive, direct approach. When it comes to stealth action games, there's a lot of admirable competition. Games such as Hitman, Dishonored, and Thief all share similarities to the Guild of Dangerous Intent. Dishonored heavily featured open levels that allowed for the objective to be completed in a number of ways. This open-ended nature of the levels was something that players loved in Dishonored. This is also similar to the approach of Thief, allowing the player to tackle a single objective in any way that the player sees fit. This is a tried and true method of giving the player agency, and we plan to embrace these design philosophies. Games like Hitman have had significant success with similar design philosophies as well, so we're confident that players will be quite pleased with our take on the stealth action genre. These are all quite similar to our approach with the Guild of Dangerous Intent. However, our bluffing and scale mechanics offer significantly different approaches to open-ended stealth experiences than any of the aforementioned games. With the design that we have, we are confident that the Guild of Dangerous Intent will be a breath of fresh air within the first-person stealth action genre. We believe that players will find unique experiences that they've never before encountered, and will leave the game feeling like a true assassin, skulking through the darkness in search of their next target. Thank you for listening.